I spent about 14 years in the foster care system. My mother struggled with addiction and prostitution. I got adopted into a family where at the point I thought, hey, this is a new beginning for me. However, being adopted into that family, things started to decline. This time I didn't end up in the state of Michigan system. I actually was living in Atlanta, Georgia at the time, and I wound up back in their system. So I remember going into my first foster home and, being anxious and probably excited about possibly getting a break from all the turmoil that I was going through. Lo and behold, it wasn't. I would run away and trying to get help, trying to, just kind of survive on my own while I was kind of going in this internal pain in regard to how I felt about myself, what was going on, what could I do, and then how could I get out of it.
When I was a baby, my biological mom was a crackhead, so I was addicted to crack when I was a baby, and I was adopted, and I lived with her for about 14 years. I always felt like I wasn't loved and I wasn't worthy of love, so I always wondered to myself, like, am I doing something wrong? It was always like, well, maybe I'm not made for anyone to care about. I'm not supposed to be cared about. Maybe I'm just supposed to be abused and neglected, and I'm not supposed to feel love.
During my journey in undergrad, I actually was able to connect with a mentor of mine who was a faculty member. This person actually became my mom. She just continued to show up in my life. She showed up when I didn't ask her to. She just saw something in me and wanted to assist, and she believed in me when I didn't know how to believe in myself. She continued to reinforce that value that your past does not have to define you and that your future is way brighter than what the past could have ever done to you.
When I came to House of Providence, my first loving encounter was with a former therapist. She would just let me lay on her lap and she would play in my hair. I was always scared of someone getting close to my face, or I was always scared for someone to touch me and stuff like that. And so for her to just sit there and just pour love on me, and when I first met her, she told me, she was like, "You are so beautiful." And I didn't know how to accept that because I never got a compliment, so I didn't know how to accept that. I was always taken care of, I was always cared about. They always told me that they loved me. Even when I was being crazy, they always told me that they loved me. Even that I smoked at House of Providence, Miss Maggie could have just told me, okay, you're out of here. And she didn't do that, and it was just like, wow, maybe somebody actually does care about me.
Coming from the system, honestly, I was trying to get the furthest away from it in my mind, but my heart kept pulling me towards, because I had saw that not many people were fully aware of foster care youth and the struggles and the problems that they had. Most of my professional work in foster care has been with teens, and currently I'm a social worker that works with teens, and recently I have become a foster mom / adoptive mom to a teenager from the House of Providence.
She was persistent. She was just always just loving on me. Oh, you need to do your hair this way, or Sai, is there something you're not telling me, or something like that. She was just persistent and wanting to get to know me better and wanting me to know that she loved me no matter what. And so in March, I ended up going to stay with her permanently. I'm forever grateful, because without my mom, I probably wouldn't be who I am right now, because I done transitioned and I done grown a lot more since I've been in House of Providence, because I still had a little bit of stuff that I needed to work on. And so without House of Providence, I wouldn't have met my mom Cherish, and without my mom Cherish, I wouldn't have met my dad Ortez, and without my dad, I probably wouldn't trust men. I probably still wouldn't trust them. Without Jay or my dad, I probably would still be the same way.
I'm happy and privileged that I'm going to be able to have that opportunity to actually receive her into my home, as well as her being a part of our family permanently, and being able to adopt her and being able to see her story and her future despite the things that she's gone through and the traumatic life that she's experienced.